Bodybuilding versus normal gym goer who is using PEDs. What are the biggest difference?
Two differences. So we are athletes. So bodybuilding is also a sport. So when you compare any sport in the world, this is also a sport which requires a lot of dedication, consistency, and it requires a lot of time. So we prepare years and years for us to get better and better at what we are becoming. It's a marathon. So you keep grinding every day, every week, every year. It's like 365 days.
We can see people who are using the PEDs, but they are using it either in the wrong purposes or it just as factor of marketing.
You have your own choices to do what you like to, because we see all these things in terms of fitness has grown a lot. Even your personality, how you look matters, right? So we go enhance because we have a purpose. Yeah, I compete. And in terms of business wise, people
If I say bodybuilding, many people out there will think about steroids and ego. Is it a fake belief or what would you say on that?
I would say it's more of genetics. Genetics is king though. In bodybuilding, if you don't have a freaking good genetics, you're not going to reach that level. Not everybody can put on 20 kilo of muscle in their first sample. It is actually not true. Yes, using enhanced stuff does make you look enhanced. But some people just grow just even without dieting. As I told, genetics is king. You don't know what each individual respond to.
This podcast is brought to you by Protocol CRM and Shredify Coaching. Protocol CRM, the AI powered platform that helps coaches manage clients, leads, and follow-ups in one place. What that means for you if you are a coach? It means no more chaos. You can find the link down below in description. And now to introduce another sponsor of this podcast, Shredify Coaching. Shredify Coaching is structured training platform with nutrition and accountability for men who want real results, not motivation. If you get the value from today's episode, hit subscribe, drop a like, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Let's go. Welcome to Shredify Podcast. My name is Luka and I'm your host. Today's episode is about bodybuilding, myths, mental cost, and PEDs, of course. Now, today's guest is a professional bodybuilder. His name is Manesh. Before we start, guys, please, if you like this episode, do not forget to subscribe, to like, comment, and share with somebody who might benefit of this episode. Manesh, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Luka.
It's a real pleasure to have you here. But I'll start straight because I'm in intro. As I said, we'll be speaking about bodybuilding now. When I say, because you are a professional bodybuilder, when I say bodybuilding versus normal gym goer who is using PEDs, what are the biggest difference which you can point
There's
out?
a big and huge difference.
Give me just several. Like I would say two differences.
Two differences. So we are athletes. So bodybuilding is also a sport. So when you compare any sport in the world, this is also a sport which requires a lot of dedication, consistency, you name it, whatever you want to, and it requires a lot of time. In order for you to achieve that level of physique, it takes time. So we prepare years and years for us to get better and better at what we are becoming. So when you go to a higher level and a higher level of shows, like top tier shows and stuff, you have to be in that level. So we always try to chase that by grinding year round. So this takes a lot from us. So it's just not about being consistent for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. No, it's whole year. Especially for me to be a pro bodybuilder, me, for example, if I'm trying to compete, I need more time to improve on certain parts which I have seen in my last shows and which I should take feedbacks from the judges where I need to improve. And to improve that, it's not very easy. Muscles needs time. Even if you enhance, it requires a lot of time for you to build that muscle.
Yeah.
So it takes time. So have to be patient. It's a marathon. So you keep grinding every day, every week, every year, like consistently. It's like 365 days. It's a bit off.
Full-time job.
It's a full-time job, yeah. To be honest, it is, yeah.
And then what would you say, like, so I said gym goers, we see, obviously we were in the gym quite a lot and we can see people who are using the PEDs, but they are using it either in a wrong purposes or it just as factor of marketing? What would you say on that?
See, I'm not against of people.
Me neither.
Like,
I'm
me
just
neither,
saying, like from point of view, just to
you
explain
have you have your own choices to do what you like to, because we see all these things in terms of, see, fitness has grown a lot, yeah. So even your personality, how you look matters, right? So we go enhanced because we have a purpose. Yeah, I compete. I compete at high level shows, which is enhanced shows, yeah. So I should be on it. And without that, I wouldn't be able to achieve that, to be honest. And in terms of business wise, people take it, right? In order for them to look jacked and stuff, that gives you an illusion to general people saying, you know what, if I train with him, I'm going to look like that.
It's a business card, yeah?
It's a business card. Your personality is actually a business card.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true. But this kind of just gives a fake impression to the general population because they have no idea what takes to be that big, that kind of look, try to admire them and stuff. So it's kind of like a business card. Yes, people take stuff for their business purpose. And example for us, like athletes, any bodybuilders in the world, we all take it for a purpose. We compete. So that's the reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Now I want to point out something. For instance, if I say bodybuilding, many people out there will think about steroids and ego. They think if you take steroids, if you take PEDs, you are prone automatically to have like 20 kg plus. Is it a fake belief, or what would you say on that?
Here I can't really answer that, but I would say it's more of genetics. Genetics is king, brother. In bodybuilding, if you don't have freaking good genetics, you're not going to reach that level. Not everybody can put on 20 kilo of muscle in their first cycle. It is actually not true. Some get away with it, some don't. Some just relentlessly drive and try to up their PEDs and keep on taking. And they don't even look anywhere close to a amateur bodybuilder, you know. So it's actually false, taking more and expecting for you to gain this amount of muscle in no time and doing half-ass work. No, it doesn't work. Yes, you can do a lot of hard work. You have to be patient, you have to be consistent, and you have to give yourself a lot of time for you to achieve 20 kilo of muscle. I don't think so. Like, it's possible. Yes, it is possible, those who are really gifted with good genetics.
Because when we spoke earlier, you said that you got to a point from 90 to 110. How long was the journey?
So, for example, if I say when I started PEDs, maybe around 2022, for example, that was like a small rubbish cycle I did, but I didn't care about dieting. I didn't care about being that, in that grind and stuff. By 2023 is when I really took it seriously, yeah? So I did make a drastic improvement in terms of body weight. Let's say, bro, body composition is very different. For us, in order for you to get to that competitive level shape, we are probably like minimum 7% body fat and the rest is all muscle, yeah? So you can't compare that 90 kg like really shredded 7% body fat and 90 kg that you're 10 to 15 and you still look jacked. Yes, and over time I did gain a lot of weight, but I didn't actually think about, oh shit, I just gained this much amount of muscle. Now I'm like, big and stuff. No, yes. In 2021, probably I would have been very shredded, around 90 kilos. Now let's say I weigh around 123 kilos, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So if I get really dialed down, I could be anywhere now 110, let's say. 110 kilos, yeah. So that is 3 years. And it takes time and doesn't happen with everyone. I've been grinding whole year. I'm on point, I'm dieting, I'm doing what I need to do. So I didn't like, chase the progress. It just happens because I was really consistent. Yeah, so not everybody can do that. Some, again, I'll say genetically gifted bodybuilders, there are a lot in the world, they just grow like weed,
I prepare many questions here about things, but most of, I would say, general population, they think bodybuilding is easy, but in fact they cannot diet for 14 days in a row straight, and
Tell
they
me.
will say it's easy for him. He is using XYZ.
Yeah.
Just if you can debunk that, and if you can say several things about.
See, but I've been there as a general fitness guy who used to do naturally and everything. I know even when I was trying to do that, I was just trying to focus on my diet, lifting consistently. But when you reach to a point where you have really hit your natural potential. But people, general wise, they say, hey, it's just PEDs doing the job. They can judge anyone looking like that, but you can't really say that because you don't know what they are really doing, you know. So, for example, if somebody just comes and say, "Hey, he's just full of steroids," you know, but they don't know back of it what we do, right?
Yeah.
I just told you like what it takes to be in order for me to get that big. Man, I have my 5 meals a day consistently. If I miss, I kind of feel like shit. There are days like that, yes, but I keep grinding this whole year for me to just have that look on the stage on the show day, and the amount of work we do back in this, it's a lot, and they don't realize it until they try to do. We don't diet for 14 days and 20 days. We are on it the whole year. There is an off-season plan where you have to eat a lot and you have to gain a lot of muscle, which we think, but we gain a little bit from it. And then we strip down, right? There you have to diet again. So we don't really stop, like, you know. So they think it's, I don't know if they think it's easy. No, obviously it doesn't make any sense for them to think it's easy. But the first thing goes in their mind is just probably using a lot of stuff. This is what goes. This is the first thing they point at, because you can take stuff and you can't diet and you can't train properly and you're not going to look anything like that. You're just going to look like a normal gym bro.
Yeah, but there are many guys who are actually on tons shit of PEDs and they look like average people. Tell us why. I mean, I'm just wondering myself. I believe many people are wondering as well. I have several questions which are really I would like to get an answer. But tell me first.
Yes, using enhanced stuff does make you look enhanced, but some people just grow just even without dieting. As I told, genetics is king. You don't know what each individual respond to. Some just grow, but some just doesn't need to even diet. They just simply grow. But they reach to a point where they can't grow anymore. But everyone like these gym bros trying to go taking PEDs, they can't go anywhere. They're trying to chase more things, trying to chase more substance. But all they care about is PEDs. They don't care about how they need to be dieting, how they need to be training. And these two important things are the main missing facts that they're not improving. They're just like the same all year, right? And they are happy. Some of them are happy with it. Like, I'm not against them, but you could say instead of them like trying to look at someone else and like, you know, he must be taking a lot of stuff, you know. Fuck, you can't be that big. But bro, I've seen people who takes more shit than me and doesn't even look anywhere close to me, you know. I'm just saying, for example, there is a lot of people like that who take stuff and doesn't even look, even I would say a natural, well-gifted guy can beat them on the stage, you know. It's about they just, all they talk about is what to take, this much to take, They don't know any clue about dieting, brother, and how you should be training, and how long you should be like doing this with all the box ticked. You know, they don't do that. That's why they look the same. Very simple.
So when you're saying the box ticked, I said in intro, mental cost. So the question is, what does extreme dieting and low body fat actually do to your mind?
I would say it doesn't just have to be a bodybuilder. You can put a general population.
General population, exactly. Even that, like you can speak from your perspective.
Especially for me, for us, any bodybuilders going through, so we eat a lot of food for us to maintain certain amount of body weight, yes. So it has to be around this many calories. It depends on each individuals. So when I'm on this much, I'm a guy, say 123 kilo guy, I'm eating 5,000 calorie every day. Yeah, I taper that down, and probably on my lowest, I'll be reaching around 2,000 calorie, let's say. You know how hard it is going to be for me to like maintain this amount of muscle mass, eating 2000 calorie. It's like uh, a 80-year-old normal guy eating 1,000 calorie. Imagine like, and you are eating that consistently until you make your weight or get your body fat percent your target. Yeah, and it's like you're starving, basically, literally starving. And what it does to your mind is you think about food all the time, bro. In the big, it's just every year I experience this about dieting. Is like there are some days you feel like shit, like fuck, I cannot do this. Like I want to eat, like I'm starving. I can't just keep on dieting down like that. I'm not eating anything. But even if 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, your body still can keep on going, but your mind gives up. Your mind is, we are all foodies. Your mind says like, you know what? No, let me eat a little bit of this. Let me eat a little bit of that. Every bodybuilder cheat, brother. Everyone does. There's no bodybuilder who doesn't cheat when you reach to a certain point. They're having a good coach and they're having a good plan matters a lot. So when you reach to a point like that where you mentally give up, that's when you kind of have a coach that you can talk to it openly, so that he just kind of like give you some good refeed days, give you some cheat meals so that you're happy about it. But mentally it's very difficult for anybody, not just bodybuilders, for you to just stay on a very aggressive deficit for a pretty long time.
But no one speaks about that. That's as well something that I would like to highlight here, if possible. Obviously, everyone can see great photos on Instagram, great physique, girls, guys, moms, you name it.
True, very true.
But general population, the housewife, the guy who is going 3 to 4 times per week and lifting weights, having a desk job, he sees this picture, but they cannot understand how hard is actually life, and how hard is being mentally stable when you are dieting, when your body fat percentage is low all year round. People, they don't understand that.
Yeah, but see, these people, they come with this unrealistic expectation that I want to look like that. But as you said, they don't understand what's going on behind it. You can't just promise. See, I know that this generation fitness is so huge. Everyone promises, whatever they want.
Yeah.
Gives them an illusion of that I'm going to give you this result. But realistically, it's not possible.
Yeah.
So now I kind of respect the coaches, and everyone just gives who gives a realistic expectation. You can't look like that in even 3 months, 1 month, 1 year or so. No, it's impossible. Impossible for a natural person to look like that. And behind that, even if you want to look like that, you have to doing all these things here around, right? Dieting, not for a week, not for 2 weeks, not for 3 weeks. It says months, years, and you learn, you experience it. And if you don't do that and experience it, you will never realize what it takes to be like that. So this view has to be changed. I think more like people, yes, as you said, people who want to have this level of physique, they need to understand like this is what it takes in order for you to achieve this physique. And other side, this general population who just want to have a decent physique, the best out of themselves, they don't need to do all these kind of crazy things. They can still achieve a good, great body in time, even if they do like, let's say even 70% of, 60-70% of the dieting and the workout and stuff, and it takes time. But people come to you, definitely for sure, people come to, hey brother, I have this 1-2 months, I want to look like that. What would you say? I see people sell it. But
Yeah.
I would not. I'm more realistic. I'll just tell on the face, brother, sorry, I can't do that for you,
Yeah.
Or you have someone who will do that for you, go ahead.
Yeah.
There's your card. That's how it is right now, because it's like there are a lot of even Instagram people, hey, you want to look like that, do this. You want to look like this, do this, It's so disappointing to see, and people fall for it.
I mean, I'll be very honest, if you don't mind me interrupting for a second. Losing weight is one thing. Losing weight, you can naturally lose up to 10, 12 kg in 90 days, 3 months. But building muscle is something else.
as you said, I was just talking to one of your clients, like, you remember the gym? So I was like, yeah, I just said losing weight. Like, she said, Luka told me actually losing weight is the easiest part. I'm like, okay, that's good. Building muscle is very hard. I said, yeah, that's very true. Why? Because muscle just doesn't grow like that.
Huh.
Takes time. And when you are at certain age, it becomes more difficult,
Yeah.
right? So if you are a beginner and you haven't lifted whole your life and you're trying to get to the gym, probably you will see a lot of improvements in 3 months, definitely. And if you're naturally gifted, like genetically gifted guy, probably you'll put on more. But you can't keep on packing like that. Every year is going to get difficult and difficult.
Yeah.
People over 30s, man, in a decade you tend to lose around 2 to 3% of body muscle. And when you grow on older, it gets more difficult. So now what people are trying to do is trying to achieve certain amount of muscle mass and try to maintain that. I would say maintaining muscles, how much ever you carry, is more important than lose it or gain it. Gaining is hard, but you should always try to gain hard. That's when
You
your
mean
diet,
train hard?
you don't need to really train like really hard, like how you see crazy guys doing crazy stuff. Train smart, take care of your diet, high protein amount, nutrition, recovery. If everything is on point, if you are like well consistent year round, even if you miss here and there, you're still going to see progress. But it takes time. It doesn't happen like in a month or 2 months. No, it takes time. Brother, like realistically, for even an enhanced bodybuilder, for them to gain even, see for example, the more you are on this level, the more you are competing, and first 3 years I put a lot of amount of mass, it's going to get more difficult for me to gain mass. Does that mean I need to take a lot of steroids for me to gain? Yes, it helps, but it will cost me my health. So I won't put risk on my health, and I'll still try to chase. Even if I gain 2 kilos of muscle, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
So they think, oh, just 2 kilos? Man, what do you think? This 2 kilo you can build it in a
But
month?
people, they think, sorry, again, people, they think that building 2 to 3 kg of muscle is very easy. I would say if you're a natural lifter who goes to gym 3, 4, 5 times per week, training hard, 2-3 kg of muscles takes years.
It does. It does. For a natural guy, yes. Year after year, it only gets difficult. It doesn't get easier. First few years, definitely you're going to see a lot of progress. And after that, they get stuck and they try to start, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't. But smart people, it's about longevity. And if you truly want to take care of yourself, keep on improving, you won't chase progress. You will just stick to what your routine is. You just try to take care of your muscle. These results are just byproduct of what you do, man.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Yeah.
So this is what I have to say.
You spoke about health. And I'll try to frame this one on a good way. Obviously, as a pro bodybuilder, is there some period where you are off PEDs completely, or how it goes? Just to give a highlight to people.
Yes, I've been the beginning of 2022, and then I've been off for like 3 months, 2023. See, off and on doesn't mean like in us, because see, I compete and I'm planning to compete again. So for me, going off doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So off in the sense, I will probably, I'll just give you an example. So last year I've done my show. I finished my show. So there we have a lot of, we do take certain amount of gear for us to be in that level, yeah. So once I'm done with that, I'll probably want to just, take my inflammation out, bring my stress levels down. So when you're on low body fat person and you're gear and your mind is always stressed and just focused on this, you are in a state where you're very fragile, vulnerable, yeah. So you want to bring everything back to normal. So we call it like a health phase. Yeah. So in the health phase, what we do is we slowly try to taper the hormones and PEDs, whatever we take, down to a level where your just normal body hormone can function. So I would just go for a TRT, taper down slowly in weeks.
I have to ask you something, because I want to follow up. I'll forget. Is there really a health phase when you are doing this on this level? Is there any health phase?
100%, brother.
There is,
yes,
yeah?
Yes, we can't just keep on. There are people
I
who
mean,
does
health
that.
phase, like when you say like going from huge amount of, I mean, like any amount of PEDs to just TRT. For me, what would I ask? Is there really a health phase, or like what is the
Yes.
cost that you have to pay?
I mean, if you want to just keep on blasting gears and just staying that look every year, there are people who does that. For me, no, I can't do that. For me, I have to bring back. So I just give an example. I don't know what others do, to be honest. But for me, for example, what I've done is I have a coach who's brilliant, who's freaking knowledgeable, and even myself as a coach. And even if my coach says to do that, I would never do that. So I have to calm down. So I put my body into this amount of stress, inflammation, all those things. I have to taper down. I have to feel myself normal. Just break down the diet a little bit, calm down for 1 or 2 months. So that's what I do, give a break for my body. So we slowly taper the gears down to a normal base, say for example TRT dose, and just cruise that for a while, and get better. Your mood, your body function, everything just get back to normal. So I don't have to stress my body with a lot of mozzarella. So I'm giving my body a break. Understand? So this will keep on going. This I would just keep it going until I have any other plans for any upcoming shows, and then we start again. So there are people who stays all year round like that, and there are people just come off completely. But I don't know much of people who comes off and just, if you're coming off for good. That's for a reason. So if I have to come off, I'll probably come off and just stay off from it for a long time. I don't think so. I'll just completely come off. I'll probably do TRT. That will keep me actually sane, not insane. So that I don't crash. So coming off is very difficult part. That there'll be a lot of people like who have come off and just have a good bad. It screws your mental health more than how you look. You will still hold a lot of muscle mass, but it just screws your mental health more, because you don't feel that strong. You don't feel
Dysmorphia, yeah?
Yeah, dysmorphia in the sense, yes, you lose certain amount of muscle mass when you're completely coming off from PEDs. Yes, 100% you can't keep that. Not everybody can keep that. You will lose a lot of it. But if you're still a guy who loves fitness, who loves weight, loves doing that, you will still try to just, go and do what you like to do.
There is a quote I have to put here. I've heard on Instagram, the guy was speaking. He said, like, once you start using PEDs, you sign the document with the evil that you are going to use this till the end of your life.
Actually, yeah, true. See,
Is it true or no?
Yeah. See, for me, for example, when I started, I was like, you know what? If you're going to do this, you have to marry this shit. It's like you're just it's like khalas.
I just want to do one cycle. It's not going to happen.
In the beginning, I was like, fuck this shit. I cannot do it, man. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Bro, I was same. Like in the beginning, I was like, fuck, it's very hard. Like, I don't want to keep on doing this. So I just, what I said, I'll promise myself, if I do well in the shows, if I see that I have a potential, I will do it no matter what. Okay? So if you're good at something, I love doing this. Anyways, I love lifting. I love going to the gym. This has been always part of my life. So I'm like, you know what? You did compete when you were really young. Why don't you give it a shot now? Let's see what it is. I gave it a shot. I see that what I can do. So I'm like, okay, I'm in this. So I have also given myself certain age where I will be doing it, and then where I will be like, doing a full stop. So right now I won't tell that, but yes, I have a age limit where I'm planning to keep on competing until then. After that, I'll call it. Yes,
You'll call it off, yeah?
I'll call it off. I'll still enjoy lifting and stuff, but I want to do more things in life. That's it. So this is a sport.
Yeah, it's a sport, obviously, and I just want to put disclaimer that this episode and podcast is all about informations, and we are not preaching any kind of PEDs, and we are not telling people to use the PEDs, because there are huge side effects, and especially if you are misled because of many factors, you can pay off. Sometimes even with your life, right? So I just want to put this as a disclaimer, so people and the young generation to understand. Now, well, you said something, and I want to ask you. Building physique is easy part. Maintaining that is the hardest one. What does that mean actually?
You mean you're talking about like
Building, like basically once you reach the peak and you are at the top, it's harder to maintain this over the years than actually the way that you got to a point where you
you're
are.
talking about even competing?
Yeah, exactly,
on
competing.
PEDs?
Competing. Yeah.
See, because there I can't. Some people downsize for a reason because bodybuilding is judged, brother. On the stage is judged, so it's very subjective.
Uh-huh.
So every divisions, there's a lot of divisions in bodybuilding. One is open bodybuilding, one is 2-on-2 bodybuilding, one is classic physique, one is men's physique. So everything is judged in a certain way. So judges look for something what can be the standard for this year.
Mm-hmm.
Every year it changes. So for me, example, I will just take myself an example because I'm here. So I went for my last show. I weighed around 5 kilos to make the weight because 106 was my max weight cap for my height.
Uh-huh.
So I weighed 105. I was not like very sharp, ready, razor sharp, and I weigh and then I feed myself in order for me to get glycogen up, carb up, all these things for the bodybuilding. And on the stage, I probably weighed around like 108 kilos. So I got bigger. So because of the loading of the carbs. So on the stage, I looked more bigger, but I was not more shredded. So I'll probably have to lose more body fat, right? Probably more have to lose. So I got judged by the judges saying you could come more tighter. You're big, but you could come more tighter and leaner. So it's judged like that. So I don't need to now chase more muscle mass in the coming year if I want to compete again. So I want to look how I'm going to look if I get more tighter, holding the similar amount of muscles. Another thing is like if you're being also judged saying that your certain body part needs to be improved, you still got to build muscle, right? So bodybuilding is kind of art. So they tell you where you need to improve. So you focus on that certain area the whole year to get it more improved. So I still pack on muscle. So if I still pack on the other places also, man, you can't stop that.
Yeah.
So I try to more focus on the certain area rather than focusing on the areas where I'm already developed well. So to keep that, I kind of followed whatever I followed last year in terms of gear. Nothing changed. I'm not taking more. I'm not taking less. It's the same thing. It's just the food now. I'm not eating a lot now. I'm still eating, say, 4,000 or 5,000 calories. Brother, I used to eat a 6,500 calorie consistently almost 7 months without fail in order for me to look this big. So it took a lot from me, So every freaking day stuffing yourself this much amount of food, people think I was hardly taking gear, brother. There was nothing.
I just if just to clear this to people, I was trying to eat 4,000 calories and I cannot finish that. Clean food, 4,000 calories is impossible.
It's impossible.
Manesh is eating 6,500 calories, guys.
I did last year, yes.
Wow.
You could see.
That's crazy, man, actually.
Yeah, but and yes, I did get fat, but I was happy, man.
But obviously, it's 6,500 calories.
They all say you don't need to get fat to build muscle, but for me, it's like if I don't get a little bit fat, I won't build muscle.
Tell me how.
Impossible.
Like just now, this is interesting. If you want to get muscle, you need to be in surplus.
Exactly.
Which means you will get some kind of fat,
100%.
which is normal.
Yeah, I like off season more than dieting now. But I like to eat, so I eat. I was eating. I loved eating, but at a certain point, like you're like, fuck, I cannot breathe.
Yeah.
So when you reach to a certain weight, peak, I hit like 127 kilos.
Wow.
So
Mountain.
now, so the last year 120 kilo was too much for me. This year 120 kilos, like I feel normal. So your body adapts every year in a certain weight. And is it healthy or no? Nothing is healthy. But yes, you have to eat. If you don't eat, you don't gain anything. But that's the thing you were just pointing out some time back. People take a lot of gear and they don't have any idea what they need to eat,
Yeah.
And they think it's just steroids going to do the job. But to be honest, no. You want to look like this, you want to get bigger and bigger and bigger, you have to keep on eating. Food, brother, food is king. Food is number one.
Yeah, but as well training. I just want to shift toward that now.
Yeah.
Me and you, we trained once. You can find this training down here in on my channel. We were training legs training 2 hours, and if I can say, I got drained by end of the session.
Yeah.
Usually I train 45 minutes, 1 hour, finish. He was training legs with me once 2 hours straight, and he said, I can go more. Oh, I was like,
But see, this is the way how I train for myself. There are even bodybuilders who get the job done in 1 hour. Everyone trains very different. It's each individual. For me, I like to take time, and I'm more of a more volume guy. So I like to do more volume. I like to take time for myself to
so you are
warm up.
more Arnold guy than Mike Menzer.
Yeah, I used to follow Mike Menzer, Dorian Yates, but it takes I mean, when I reach to a point where I can't feel my elbows and shoulders, I just stopped it. It's too much. When off season, I did try that, but on season, no. I'm more careful about what I do. I train pretty smart, and I do train heavy, but for me, I just have I have to heat myself a lot for me to go hard. So I take my time. So I do more warm-up sets so that I heat up, and when my body starts heating up, I go hard. So that's why it takes a little bit of time, and I do more volumes. It doesn't matter what exercise I'm going to do. I probably try to just say, for example, we did a leg press, and I'm going to do a Bulgarian split squats. There also I have to position in myself. I have to make sure everything is okay. My line, my joint, I feel the muscle. So I have to do that warm-up set again, and then I go hit hard. So
So
that's
how
why
many
it
top
takes
sets
time.
you have in one?
I mean, normally I do 2 working sets per exercise. Yeah, 2 good working sets, I'm fine with it. And if I'm okay with that, if I feel good and stuff, if I can do more, probably I increase the volume next week. So yeah, it goes like that. Training, each individual train very different, brother. You just can't. We as coaches, we know very well, see, because I've tried all the pretty programs, whatever you need to do. As I've experienced myself, I put it on. I preach, and I did experiment on myself. So each and different training styles. It doesn't mean that a certain individual can handle it.
Everyone's different, yeah.
Yeah, it's very different. It's very subjective. So for me, I'm more of a more volume guy. I like more volume. But working set wise, yeah, I just do 2 working sets, but I do more volume in the sense of more warm up sets.
But I want to point why that works for you or anyone who is a professional bodybuilder, and why it might not work for somebody who is general population, who is a just gym goer. One thing, recovery.
It's damn recovery.
One thing, recovery.
It's a big
because
thing.
you get burned, your CNS is fired completely, fried, whatever. So you cannot recover, and then every second session is just more, I would say, trash volume than anything else. But when you are using PEDs in a way that's supposed to be used, your recovery is way faster. You recover faster. You are ready to hit the next session. Same way.
Very true. What does PED do? It just makes your protein synthesis very faster, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, when you sleep, when you sleep, when you eat, you recover. So for us, recovery is very faster.
Yeah.
So we get away with more volume, more intense sets and stuff. Not like a normal guy who can't. Probably they'll survive a week, but it just gets difficult moving further. Exactly, your CNS gives up. You will start losing muscles probably because your body can't handle so much intensity, so much volume, so much weight. And even though if you're eating a lot, maybe you will benefit from it. But you can't. There are always certain people who does train, but they don't see much because their recovery is very slow.
Yeah.
And it takes time for them to grow. So you can't do that how they do. No. It's very different.
100%. I agree 100% on that. Now I want to come to one very interesting topic, and nowadays it's everywhere around, and you can see that everyone speaks about peptides. So you said to me that Wolverine stock is something that you are using, and can you tell us what are the benefits that you had?
I have never been a fan of peptides because I know I'm already using anabolics, which is recovers most of it. But when it came to an injury, I did find about this BPC and TB500. So I did research about it. So I did research about it. Also says it has been used by so many athletes, which we never knew. Basketball players, marathon run, you name it.
It's something that we assume, right?
Exactly.
That
So I
we
was just
assume. It's not
wondering,
a
how
claim.
did these guys recover so fast? There's also studies behind it, like people have been using it pretty long ago, but it has not been exposed. So once they start exposing, people start using it, people start promoting it. So I just figured out I'm going to give it a shot because it has proven it's a big healing agent which you can repair your tendons, your ligaments, and if you even have a small tear. So I did try on my shoulder first. First was shoulder because my shoulder has been always problem. I did so many times injured, and when I used it for first 8 weeks, it did make a big difference. To be honest, yes, it did. Consistently, I used it for 8 weeks, and that let's say the shoulder pain and the pinchments and all those stuff, 80% was gone. So then I realized, yeah, it does work. Yeah. And for my knee, I've even tried it, and it did the same thing. But knee was a bit always problem because, see, for me, even when I'm using BPC and trying to hit the same intensity and exercise, doesn't mean that you can get better. You'll probably have to rest. For that to work, you need to be careful with what you're doing. So in bodybuilding, it was kind of difficult. But for me, if I want to recommend someone who has been injured, want to heal and stuff, Peptides, VPC on 157 and TB5 is good to go. Yeah.
Okay, again, this is just his experience.
My
are not,
experience,
exactly. We are not neither doctors and physicians who are prescribing to people. This is something what he was experiencing with his journey, and it helped him somehow. So yeah, I'm very glad that we touched this topic. I created many questions here, so I would like to speak about this in visual cost, which is very interesting for me. What is the cost that any bodybuilder is willing to pay when it comes to stage versus private life? As you said, isolation. You need to have this. You cannot go and socialize because whenever you go and socialize, there is a food on the table, alcohol is there. Obviously, the things which are invisible.
Those are something not everyone talks about. It does take a lot of isolation because you're just kind of being selfish because you are selfish because you have a goal.
Yeah.
I would say like that. Then I have friends, I have family, I have old friends. So they all just, for example, they are all probably like going out each other day, spending nights, like planning these days, trying to go out and stuff. So for me, it's like, you know what, fuck, I can't do that because I have to take care of my meals. I have to take care of my sleep. I have to wake up at this time because my body is wired to that routine. So I'm kind of like scared that I don't want to slip out from that routine because that will reset me and go back to the scratch again and start. So when I'm not really like 10, 12, 16 weeks out, I could enjoy. I could still go out. I could just still spend time with family. But what it taught me was, yes, and the beginning, I'll be very honest, I've been kind of isolated from my family and my friends. I still have a lot of friends and stuff which I kind of didn't talk to for a pretty while. And my family has been always complaining that, I never got out to go out with them and stuff whenever they're having fun. It did take a lot of sacrifice. And they kind of realized it later on because I did it for a purpose, and doesn't mean that I want to keep doing that. I want to make it more better. I want to make it more flexible, but there is no flexible when it comes to like 10 weeks out and stuff. You have to be isolated because you have to be selfish or else you won't achieve what you are trying to aim for. So it's kind of like sacrifice takes a lot. Even if you have a relationship and stuff, you need to have someone who's really understanding what I do and stuff. Doesn't mean that she has to cook for me, he has to, like all those things, no, nothing. You just need to understand what you're doing. So it just gets difficult, not just in relationship, in family or friends also. Friends can just, point out and say, hey, this guy, just leave him. You know what? He's just always doing bodybuilding. So we don't need to call him. Some do understand, bro, it's okay. Do what you're doing. Some support in that way. Some just try to ignore. And I don't complain that, because even I don't show up and I don't show interest on what they are trying to do. So that's why you see people talk about bodybuilders. They are always in a routine. Hey, they're like this. They have this morning plan, everything. No, some people like to stay isolated. Some don't. Some are very flexible. I've seen a lot of guys who are just pretty much enjoying life and still doing bodybuilding, but not everybody can do that. But I have done that, but I'm trying to improve my lifestyle as better, like in terms of spending time with family, with friends. So even now, if I could get out to go out with my friends, I could go now. I'm not in a phase that I'm trying to close to the show or something now. But every year we experience that, brother. So you can't say, but it takes a lot of sacrifice and isolation and stuff for you to be a professional bodybuilder. Yeah, it does takes.
Yeah, and when you said relationship, how hard it is to find a person who will understand your lifestyle, who will understand that you have these phases when obviously bodybuilding takes. There is a mental tool, like I would say, which is paid. Usually your mood swings. You are not always. I remember once I was joking with you. You said to me, brother, I'm dieting. I'm not really in the mood,
Yeah, you're right. But see, that's the thing, bro. You have until you do that, I can't explain to you how it feels to be like that. When you do it, only you can experience that what's going on with you and stuff. Out my experience, yes, people can wrong you. That they can just say, what, he is insane. Like, what the fuck is wrong? Right? And when, especially when people see, especially for me, I would say some of the bodybuilders isolate. They got sponsors, everything. They just stay home. They just go gym and do. No, I work. I'm a coach. I'm a personal coach. So I have clients. Even 4 weeks out, I was still on the floor coaching my clients. It was worse in the beginning because sometimes whatever small things triggers you.
Yeah.
So because you're on low body fat, but you look great outside, but you're mentally screwed sometimes. So this was my past experience. Like
even the traffic lights.
Even the traffic lights. Bro, I know people for honking that just got out of the car. What the fuck are you doing? They are insane. But no, for me, it did teach me try to be patient, calm down. This is the most important thing you need to do. I've been always a calm guy. But nothing really triggered me very bad in the past years of experience bodybuilding. I try to stay calm to myself. There's no point because I know all these things is because of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So as long as you think about, that, you will. But sometimes it just goes out. You get annoyed very fast. You get triggered very fast. And especially for me, I have beautiful clients who are just, they know me very well. They respect what they're doing. So I always tell them, you know what, I'm going to come, I'm going to train you. Don't talk to me. Do your sets, do your exercise, and then kalas, go home. And they are happy with it. They pretty know very well what I'm doing. So you need to, I'm happy because I know there are even other bodybuilders who are coaching, my friends also. They have lost clients like that because they get annoyed and angry very fast. And, so it's a different thing to do. So when you're working in an environment with a lot of general people, they look at you because you get eyeballed so many times because you are pretty much look like a freak. Like it's different view. So even though they look like that, people think, oh shit, he's enjoying it. But actually, no. Actually, we don't want anybody to look at us. We feel like I want to cover myself and stay somewhere so that people don't bother me, So that's what's going on in our mind. So yeah, that's very subjective.
I'm trying to find a proper question. Like obviously we need to bring the show down, but I would like to ask if there is anything that you would say to somebody who is trying to prepare for competition and it's a newbie to it.
Newbies.
Yeah.
I actually don't. I don't I actually encourage anyone new to compete, to be honest. Anyone to just, use stuff, and any beginner. Like, I don't do that. It's just me, okay? Don't take me wrong, but I don't want to encourage someone to just go enhance bodybuilding. No, I don't do that, to be honest, no. Any new beginner. And if it is something that you really love to do, just prove yourself first. Like 3 to 5 years, you can just naturally build a good foundation,
And see if you are
and
for that or
see
not.
and see where you stand, and when see where your potential is, then think about using it. That's it. I don't want to say anything more.
Okay, if I can reframe, is there anything that you have done that you regret for
In terms of
in
bodybuilding,
terms of bodybuilding? Yeah.
no, brother. To be honest, no. I don't regret anything I did. I am what I am today is just because of my experience in life. So I don't regret doing anything, no. There are, like, if you can ask me, there are things that I could have done better. Yes, always. That also
Okay.
you learn from experience.
Is there like give me 1 to 2 things which you think you could have done better?
Manage my mood swings.
Uh-huh.
So that also you learn from experience. There is like could have done more posing
Okay.
practices.
How posing is important.
Very freaking important. Only on the stage you realize like how it is important. Last year I couldn't pose shit, like, for sure. Before that year I did practice a lot. I could pull a lot of vacuum and do all those. I did not do very well in the posing. So this year I'm more lean towards focusing on more posing. It's very important. Especially it's judged on mandatory poses. So if you're nailing mandatory pose, if you're good at it, you can really. And posing also helps you get more harder, more. It just helps you see how good you look on certain pose, so you can adjust. So if you know bodybuilding very well, it's just not people doing this. No, there are certain ways you need to pose in order for you to make your body look more better. It's an illusion, brother. So your posing is very important. That I'm reminding myself every day.
Yeah, but how often you pose nowadays?
See, my coach had put me to just pose every day.
Every day. Yeah?
Every day, 2 to 3 rounds, 5 to 10 minutes. I don't do every day, to be honest, but I do, like, weekly 3-4 times I do mandatories. Yeah, it's just something I don't like, but I still do it.
Yeah,
I have to do it.
I didn't know that. You see, there is a hidden work which you have to do, obviously.
Yeah. It's very important to pose. If you don't pose, you don't know how you should be looking like.
Yeah.
You can't just keep building. Before, yes, this is what I regret. Beginning years, I was just training, achieving a body, but I was not trying to pose and see how I look in this pose. No, I was more concerned about, I want my legs to be big. I'll train my ass off. So it did happen, but at the same time, I forgot to do this. These are the only things I could have done better earlier. That's it. Nothing much. In terms of how I build my physique, I'm pretty much happy about it. Yeah.
Very well. What to say? It was a pleasure to have you today here with me. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, my friend.
And I hope you enjoy the way that I did.
100%. I really enjoyed. By the way, Luka is one of the best hardworking guy I see in the gym. He's got very good talent. One of the respected coach in the gym. I really admire what he's doing, and what he's going to go to do in the future as well. I wish you very good luck, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Guys, again, if you like this episode and if you find anything value, do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share with somebody who needs to hear that. Thank you.